Good morning, everybody. In today's presentation, we will talk about order to cash flow. The Like, so in this presentation, we will not talk about the basics, fundamental concepts of the order to cash flow, but we talk about the order to cash flow offered in Oracle Order Management and Oracle Receivables. So we talk about how to create a sales order, how to do the pick release, how to do the shipment form, and then run auto invoice to create the invoice in Oracle receivables. Those are the topics which we will discuss in this presentations. And in between, we will also talk about the various stages of the workflow offered in Oracle Order Management. So the life cycle starts with the creation of the sales order. So I'm creating a sales order for the customer number 1006. So then when I create this, when I enter the customer number, based on the defaulting rule, lot of things are automatic. Lot of the fields are automatically defaulted on by the system based on the defaulting rule, like order type, ship to, contact, price list, sales rep. So this is a basic order. So we are not doing much here. So it's simply order header. Now enter the line. Excuse me, guys. I have a little cold here. So in between my voice, you feel it little stuffy. So I enter the item, just a basic standard item in vision operations. Let's say the quantity 2, and system will populate the price based on the price list, which as in our case it is a corporate. Important thing we have to note down here is the line type. So the line type based on the transaction type, which is standard, our line type is standard line invoicing. And I have to tell like the workflow which is associated with the order line is based on the line type. So in this case, it's a simple invoicing, standard line invoicing. Now let's book the sales order. So the order is now booked. Let's navigate to the workflow for the order line. Now, if we look into the workflow for the order line, the workflow for the order line is at the ship line workflow activity, and it is the status notified. So everything looks good so far to me. So now let's go back to as a picker list. So note down your order number. So let's go to shipping transaction form. Query for your order. And go to the action and select launch picker list. Launch picker list will trigger a couple of concurrent programs. There's a picker list concurrent program. So let's query for our order again and see if picker list is completed or not. Query the order again to see if the picker list process is completed successfully or not. Okay, so the picker list process is still running. I can see the next step is transaction move order. So let's query again and see if it's done or not. Query again, and now I see it like the pick list is done, and the next step I need to perform is to do the ship confirm. So select the delivery detail. Let me talk more about the shipping transaction form. So in the shipping transaction form, when we query for the order, it show me the delivery detail associated with the order line and the delivery number associated with the order line and what step it has been performed and what is the next step we have to perform. So now since the picker list is done and we have a delivery number available to us, go to the delivery tab and do the ship confirm. So I'm not doing any, I'm not selecting the defer interface flag as all of you know what the defer interface flag is. In case you have a question about the defer interface flag, please refer my other blogs on this particular flag. So say okay here. It's taking some little time here. So this thing, ship confirm process, because I am not deferring the defer interface flag, that is a so this ship confirm process will trigger the interface trip stop too. The interface trip stop usually we call ITS. So this process not only process the delivery, but it will also execute the concurrent program interface trip stop. And it is the interface trip stop which will basically update the quantity, shipped quantity, shipping quantity on the order lines, as well as it will basically decrement your inventory. For more information on ITS, please refer my blogs and search for ITS, and you will get a lot of information about the ITS. So say okay. Now let's see. Now as we can see, the delivery is closed. Let's go to the sales order and see where exactly the lines are now. So the status was earlier awaiting shipping. Let's query it. Query this again, and now it is shipped. Now if I go to the workflow and I do a refresh, okay, so it is still notified. Let's wait for interface strip stop process to be complete. I just refreshed the interface strip stop. I just refreshed the interface strip stop, and now I can see the workflow for the order is line is at the fulfill defer activity, and now we need to run the workflow background process to progress the workflow for the order line towards invoicing and finally close. So let's submit the workflow background process for order line with the defer flag equal to y and timeout now. Say OK and submit it. As of now, if we look into the order line, the status of the order line is shipped and the shipped quantity is 2. That means the line is fully shipped, but the workflow for the order line is still at the fulfill deferred. So we have already triggered the workflow background process. Let's query the line once again. So the line is still shipped. The workflow background process is still executing. I just refreshed the line again and now it is closed. So order line is closed. The workflow for the order line is closed. But closing of the line doesn't mean the invoice is already created. We still need to run the auto invoice concurrent program. So let's see, get our order number and let's go to receivable now. And let's interface. and auto invoice. Select auto invoice master program. I don't want to run auto invoice for everybody, so I will enter the order number as one of the input parameter. Let's submit the concurrent program. Okay, there is some issue with my. So I entered the value for the auto invoice and I'm submitting this auto invoice concurrent program. Submit the auto invoice concurrent program. Okay, the auto invoice concurrent program is completed successfully. So let's go to the receivable and check for the invoice which got created for order number 65184. Go to navigation, receivable, transactions, go to transaction. So what I'm going to do is not the right way to query for the order. We should, you know, go to the invoice, auto invoice log and see what are the, you know, if we can get the number of the invoice got created, or we can execute couple of queries in the receivable and see if we can get the invoice number. But here I'm going to query based on the sales order number to check what is the what all invoices got created for this sales order number. So let's go to the query window, find window, and enter the sales order number. I know there is some performance issue, but let's see. There is always some performance. Okay, wait a second. As we know, it's asking for me to enter some additional criteria. So I added some additional criteria and press the find button to see if I can get the invoice number or not. I just executed few queries and found the transaction number. So let's find this. As we can see, system like we have for the order sales order number 65184, invoice number 10034,184 got created in the system, and we can verify the other data like the OU and the amount and the main ship to bill to. And let's go to the line and see the line information created in the receivable for the sales order. So we can see the invoice lines, and this was a complete flow that I want to demonstrate. So with this, our order to cash cycle is closed. So in this demo, we learned how to create a sales order line, and the workflow status for the order line, how to do the pick release, then ship confirm. And while doing a ship confirm, we learn how to whether to check the deferred interface flag or not, and what are the consequences of checking the deferred interface checkbox, and how the ITS has triggered and processed the data in the order management and the inventory. And uh, after that, we run the workflow background process that push the data to receivable interface, and it push the data to receivable interface and then close the line. And afterwards, we run the auto invoice concurrent program, which will create the invoice in the receivables. With this, this demo is complete. Thank you very much. Bye.